There's a lot of misinformation out there about men's health, and one topic that gets talked about in whispers is masturbation. People throw around myths about it affecting growth, strength, or even hormone levels, but very few of those claims are actually based in science. The truth is far less dramatic and far more empowering than the rumors suggest. What really matters for men's health isn't fear or shame. It's understanding how your body works, how your habits impact your hormones, and how you can optimize your energy, strength, and focus every single day. Men today face more challenges than ever before. Chronic stress, poor nutrition, lack of consistent movement, and insufficient sleep all take a toll on energy, mental clarity, and hormonal balance. Many men feel fatigued, unfocused, or unmotivated and chalk it up to just how it is as they age. But these struggles aren't inevitable. They're signals from your body that it needs better support. Your growth, your energy, your strength, all of these are shaped by your lifestyle, not myths. Understanding that allows you to make choices that actually improve your performance and vitality. So, when it comes to habits like masturbation, the focus shouldn't be on fear or guilt, but on context and moderation. The real questions should be, how is your energy throughout the day? Are your workouts consistent and effective? Is your nutrition supporting recovery and hormone health? Are you sleeping enough and managing stress? These are the factors that truly influence strength, muscle growth, and long-term vitality. Masturbation in isolation does not stunt growth or destroy progress. What matters is the bigger picture of how you're taking care of your body. If you want to optimize your health, start with the fundamentals. Prioritize protein, rich meals that fuel muscle repair and hormone production. Strength train regularly to maintain muscle and boost metabolism. Sleep consistently to allow your body to recover and regulate hormones. Manage stress through mindfulness, movement, or intentional breaks. When these pillars are in place, your body performs at its best, and you no longer have to worry about myths distracting you from what really drives growth and health. Today, we're going to cut through the noise, talk about what really affects male health and growth, and give you practical tips you can use immediately. Because the truth isn't about fear, it's about knowledge, consistency, and building a foundation that supports strength, energy, and confidence at every stage of life. There's a lot of noise around men's health, and few topics get more myths attached to them than masturbation. People spread stories online, in locker rooms, and even among friends, claiming it affects growth, strength, or hormone levels in dramatic ways. These claims are often exaggerated, misleading, or completely false, but they persist because they tap into common insecurities. The reality is far less dramatic, and understanding it requires a focus on science, biology, and overall lifestyle rather than fear. Masturbation in itself does not stunt growth, diminish strength, or derail hormone balance. What actually matters is how men take care of their bodies, their nutrition, their exercise routines, sleep habits, and stress levels. Growth, energy, and vitality are shaped by consistent habits, not by isolated behaviors or myths. Men today face more challenges than ever before, partly because of modern lifestyles. Many spend long hours sitting at desks, staring at screens, and moving very little. Combined with processed foods, irregular sleep, and chronic stress, this environment creates conditions that compromise energy, hormone balance, and muscle maintenance. The problems are often subtle at first: fatigue, mental fog, irritability, and low motivation. Men frequently accept these symptoms as normal, aging, but in reality, they are signals from the body that it is not receiving the support it needs. Hormones like testosterone, growth hormone, and cortisol are highly sensitive to lifestyle factors, and when these factors are neglected, energy, strength, and mental clarity can decline. Understanding that these challenges are environmental and behavioral rather than inevitable is the first step toward taking control of your health. Nutrition plays a central role in male health and growth. Protein, in particular, is essential for muscle repair, hormone production, and overall vitality. Men who do not consume sufficient protein experience slower recovery from workouts, lower muscle mass, and decreased metabolic efficiency. Protein supports the production of hormones that regulate energy, mood, and libido, which are far more impactful for growth and strength than myths about isolated behaviors like masturbation. Carbohydrates from nutrient-dense sources provide energy for workouts and daily activity, while healthy fats are critical for hormone synthesis and brain function. Nutrition is not about extremes or deprivation, it's about giving the body the building blocks it needs to perform, recover, and adapt. When men prioritize a balanced, protein-focused diet, their capacity for growth and energy dramatically improves, regardless of the myths they've heard. Exercise is another foundational pillar. Strength training, resistance work, and even consistent body weight movements stimulate muscle growth, improve hormone balance, and enhance metabolic health. Regular movement is not just about aesthetics. It's a chemical process that triggers hormonal responses, improves blood flow, and supports the nervous system. Men who are sedentary often struggle with low energy and poor recovery because their bodies are not being challenged in ways that stimulate growth and resilience. Consistent exercise improves insulin sensitivity, boosts testosterone, and helps regulate cortisol, the stress hormone. These factors directly impact how the body grows and adapts, far more than any single behavioral myth. Movement also improves mental clarity, focus, and confidence, reinforcing the idea that health is a comprehensive system, not a set of isolated behaviors. Sleep is often underestimated, but is absolutely critical for growth, recovery, and hormone regulation. During deep sleep, the body produces growth hormone, repairs tissue, and consolidates cognitive function. Men who sacrifice sleep for work, entertainment, or social media interfere with these processes, which can lead to decreased muscle mass, impaired recovery, and hormonal imbalance. Sleep also regulates stress responses and mental performance. Without adequate rest, energy levels drop, motivation declines, and the body struggles to adapt to physical and mental demands. Prioritizing consistent, quality sleep is one of the most effective ways for men to optimize growth and vitality, and it far outweighs the influence of myths about isolated behaviors. Stress management is equally essential. Chronic stress increases cortisol, which negatively affects muscle maintenance, energy, and hormone balance. Many men are conditioned to suppress stress or push through, but this approach undermines growth and overall health. Mindful practices such as controlled breathing, meditation, journaling, or brief daily walks can help regulate the nervous system and reduce cortisol. When stress is managed, recovery improves, energy stabilizes, and the body is better able to respond to nutrition and exercise. The relationship between stress and physical performance underscores the importance of holistic health. Growth and vitality are the results of multiple factors working together consistently, not myths or misconceptions. It's important to understand that masturbation is often unfairly targeted because it's visible and culturally loaded. But in reality, it has minimal impact on long-term health when considered in the context of an overall balanced lifestyle. Concerns about testosterone depletion, stunted growth, or muscle loss are largely unfounded when nutrition, sleep, stress management, and exercise are adequate. What matters far more is daily consistency in habits that support hormonal health, energy, and muscle maintenance. This perspective reframes the conversation from one of guilt or fear to one of empowerment and understanding. Men can focus on behaviors that actually make a difference rather than being distracted by myths that have little biological basis. Consistency is the key to sustainable growth and energy. Every meal, workout, night of sleep, and stress management practice compounds over time. Small, repeated actions build a foundation of health that supports strength, vitality, and resilience. The myths around masturbation often distract men from this bigger picture, causing unnecessary anxiety or shame. Instead, the focus should be on holistic practices that create measurable improvements in physical and mental performance. Awareness of your habits, tracking progress, and making intentional adjustments based on feedback from your body are the most reliable strategies for long-term success. Understanding the body's biology helps to cut through misinformation. Testosterone and growth hormone, two critical drivers of male growth and strength, are influenced primarily by exercise, nutrition, sleep, and stress management, not by masturbation frequency. Men who consistently support these pillars experience better energy, improved muscle mass, and enhanced hormone balance. Masturbation does not inherently disrupt these systems. Neglecting the fundamentals does. Knowledge and application of science-based health practices empower men to make informed choices without fear or shame. Finally, mindset plays a crucial role in sustaining healthy habits. Viewing health as a long-term project rather than a series of quick fixes shifts focus from fear-based behaviors to intentional action. Men who embrace consistent nutrition, strength training, sleep, and stress management see compounding results in energy, strength, and confidence. Habits that support the body's biology build resilience and vitality, whereas obsession over myths wastes mental and emotional energy. Real growth comes from consistent effort in the fundamentals, not from avoiding behaviors based on misinformation. In conclusion, myths about masturbation affecting growth are largely unfounded and often distract men from what truly matters. Men's health challenges stem primarily from poor nutrition, lack of movement, insufficient sleep, and unmanaged stress. Protein-focused meals, regular strength training, quality sleep, stress regulation, and a growth-oriented mindset are the real drivers of muscle, energy, and hormone balance. Masturbation in isolation has minimal impact when these pillars are in place. By focusing on science-based fundamentals, men can optimize growth, strength, and vitality without fear or guilt, building a foundation for long-term health and performance. Men's health today faces unique challenges that are often overlooked, misunderstood, or misrepresented. Many men struggle with fatigue, low energy, loss of motivation, and difficulty building or maintaining muscle, yet they accept these changes as inevitable parts of aging. The truth is that much of what people consider normal aging is actually a reflection of lifestyle and environment rather than biological destiny. Modern life has created conditions that undermine male vitality: sedentary work routines, processed diets, chronic stress, poor sleep habits, and overexposure to screens all contribute to declining energy and hormone imbalances. Understanding these challenges and addressing them with consistent science-based habits can dramatically improve health, energy, and longevity, yet most men are unaware of the magnitude of the problem or the solutions that exist. One of the biggest contributors to men's health decline is sedentary behavior. The male body is designed to move, to lift, push, pull, and perform activities that challenge muscles and cardiovascular endurance. Yet, today, the majority of men spend hours seated at desks, commuting, or engaging with screens. This lack of movement leads to muscle loss, slower metabolism, and poor circulation. It also negatively impacts hormonal health. Testosterone, growth hormone, and other key regulators of energy and metabolism are sensitive to activity levels. Strength training and consistent movement stimulate these hormones, improving energy, focus, and muscle maintenance. Men who neglect movement often notice early signs of fatigue, weight gain, and low motivation, but they mistakenly assume these are unavoidable consequences of age rather than reversible lifestyle factors. Nutrition plays an equally critical role in supporting male health. Many men eat for convenience, grabbing processed foods, skipping meals, or relying on caffeine and sugar for energy. This approach disrupts blood sugar, increases inflammation, and compromises hormone balance. Protein intake is particularly essential for men. It supports muscle repair, stabilizes blood sugar, and fuels hormone production. Without sufficient protein, the body struggles to maintain muscle mass, recover from workouts, and produce adequate testosterone. Healthy fats are equally important, as they provide the building blocks for hormone synthesis and support brain health. Carbohydrates, when chosen wisely from vegetables, fruits, and whole grains, provide sustained energy for daily activity and training. When nutrition is consistent and aligned with the body's needs, energy levels stabilize, workouts improve, and recovery accelerates. Sleep is another pillar that is often undervalued, but is absolutely crucial for male health. Modern culture glorifies business and productivity, treating sleep as optional or secondary. Yet, sleep is when the body repairs tissues, balances hormones, and consolidates cognitive processes. Growth hormone, critical for muscle repair and regeneration, is predominantly released during deep sleep. Insufficient rest elevates cortisol, the stress hormone, which impairs recovery, reduces energy, and compromises overall health. Men who prioritize sleep consistently experience improvements in focus, energy, mood, and physical performance. Establishing a consistent sleep routine, avoiding screens before bed, and creating an environment conducive to rest are simple but highly effective strategies to support vitality and longevity. Stress is another silent threat to men's health. Chronic stress keeps the body in a constant fight or flight state, which disrupts hormonal balance, energy metabolism, and even immune function. Men are often conditioned to suppress stress, push through, or ignore it entirely, but this approach erodes both physical and mental health. Effective stress management is not about avoiding responsibilities, it's about regulating the nervous system. Techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, journaling, and intentional breaks allow the body to reset. When stress is managed effectively, cortisol levels stabilize, sleep quality improves, and the body can perform at its best. Emotional health and stress resilience are directly linked to physical vitality, underscoring the need for holistic health practices that integrate mind and body. Another important factor is mindset. Many men approach health with all or nothing thinking, focusing on perfection, comparison, or quick fixes. Real, sustainable health is built on awareness, intentionality, and consistency, not extremes. Viewing nutrition, exercise, sleep, and stress management as ongoing practices rather than temporary challenges allows men to build habits that compound over time. A growth-oriented mindset encourages observation, adaptation, and incremental improvement. Awareness of patterns in energy, recovery, mood, and performance provides actionable feedback to optimize health. Men who adopt this mindset are more likely to maintain long-term progress rather than being derailed by short-term obstacles or misinformation. Hormonal health is often misunderstood in men. Testosterone, growth hormone, and other key regulators of energy, muscle, and mood are heavily influenced by lifestyle rather than predetermined genetics alone. Strength training, sufficient protein intake, quality sleep, and stress management all play significant roles in maintaining optimal hormone levels. Misconceptions about age or genetics can lead men to underestimate their capacity to improve vitality. In reality, when lifestyle factors are prioritized, men of all ages can restore energy, improve muscle mass, enhance focus, and regulate mood. Hormonal health is not a mystery. It is a reflection of the environment and habits men create for themselves daily. Consistency is key. Small, repeated choices compound over time to produce measurable improvements in health. Every protein-rich meal, completed strength session, quality night of sleep, and managed stress moment contributes to a stronger, healthier body. Many men are discouraged because results aren't instantaneous, but the compounding effect of consistent habits cannot be overstated. The foundation of male health relies not on extreme measures or quick fixes, but on incremental, science-based actions sustained over time. It's also critical to recognize that health is individualized. What works for one man may require adjustment for another, depending on lifestyle, genetics, and goals. Listening to the body, tracking energy, recovery, and mental clarity, and adjusting nutrition, exercise, and rest accordingly allows men to optimize performance. Health is a dialogue with one's own physiology rather than a rigid formula. Paying attention to the signals of fatigue, mood changes, or recovery limitations is essential to prevent burnout and promote sustainable improvement. Finally, the modern landscape of misinformation and myths can distract men from focusing on what truly matters. Quick fixes, supplements, and social media trends rarely provide lasting results. Sustainable male health is built on fundamentals, balanced nutrition, consistent strength training, restorative sleep, stress management, and a mindset focused on growth. Mastering these pillars allows men to regain energy, rebuild strength, and enhance overall vitality. When these elements are aligned, performance improves across every domain: physical, mental, and emotional. In conclusion, men's health challenges are real, but largely modifiable. Sedentary behavior, poor nutrition, inadequate sleep, chronic stress, and misguided beliefs contribute to declining energy, strength, and hormonal balance. Prioritizing protein, rich meals, regular exercise, consistent sleep, stress regulation, and a growth-focused mindset creates a foundation for optimal health. These fundamentals support vitality, muscle maintenance, and cognitive performance far more than myths or quick fixes ever will. By focusing on these science-based practices, men can restore energy, improve hormone balance, and achieve sustainable strength and resilience throughout life. When it comes to men's health, one of the most overlooked truths is that sustainable vitality doesn't come from quick fixes or extreme measures. The male body thrives on consistency, balance, and habits that align with its biology. Yet in today's world, men are bombarded with myths, misinformation, and social pressure that distract them from what truly matters. Many men struggle with low energy, difficulty building muscle, decreased focus, or poor recovery, and they often attribute it to genetics or aging. In reality, much of this decline is a result of modern lifestyle factors that can be corrected with awareness and intentional action. The good news is that when men focus on the fundamentals of health, nutrition, movement, sleep, stress management, and mindset, the body responds dramatically, restoring strength, energy, and confidence. Nutrition is the foundation of male health. The body requires high-quality protein to support muscle repair, hormone production, and metabolic function. Men who neglect protein in favor of convenience foods or highly processed meals often struggle to maintain muscle mass, experience energy crashes, and encounter hormonal imbalance. Protein is not optional. It is a non-negotiable building block for vitality. Carbohydrates, when chosen wisely from nutrient-dense sources like vegetables, fruits, and whole grains, provide sustained energy without causing blood sugar spikes or excess fat accumulation. Healthy fats, such as those from olive oil, nuts, seeds, and avocados, are crucial for hormone production, brain function, and cell membrane integrity. By prioritizing real nutrient-dense foods, men create a foundation that allows their bodies to perform, recover, and adapt effectively to daily challenges. Nutrition is not about restriction. It's about supplying the body with what it needs to thrive. Exercise is another pillar of health that cannot be overlooked. Men are biologically designed for movement that challenges the muscles, stimulates hormone production, and maintains cardiovascular efficiency. Strength training, resistance exercises, and bodyweight movements are particularly effective at improving testosterone and growth hormone levels, both of which are critical for maintaining energy, muscle, and metabolic health. Consistent movement also enhances circulation, flexibility, and posture, reducing the risk of chronic pain and injury. Beyond the physical benefits, exercise has profound effects on mental health. Physical activity stimulates endorphin release, improves mood, reduces anxiety, and enhances focus. Men who integrate regular movement into their routines report higher energy, better sleep, and improved motivation, demonstrating that physical activity is as much about brain chemistry as it is about building muscle. Sleep is often undervalued, but it is one of the most important determinants of male health. During deep, restorative sleep, the body repairs tissues, produces growth hormone, regulates cortisol, and consolidates memory and cognitive function. Men who consistently sacrifice sleep for work, social obligations, or screen time interfere with these critical processes, resulting in fatigue, poor recovery, hormonal imbalance, and reduced mental clarity. Prioritizing sleep is not optional for optimal health. It is essential. Establishing a consistent sleep schedule, creating an environment conducive to rest, and minimizing screen exposure before bed are simple yet highly effective strategies for improving recovery, energy, and overall performance. Stress management is another essential component of sustaining male health. Chronic stress keeps the body in a heightened state of sympathetic nervous system activation, which negatively affects hormone balance, energy levels, sleep, and recovery. Men are often socially conditioned to suppress emotions or push through stress, but this approach is counterproductive. Learning to manage stress intentionally through techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, journaling, or intentional breaks allows the body to reset and maintain equilibrium. When stress is managed, cortisol levels decrease, sleep quality improves, and the body is better equipped to recover from physical and mental challenges. Emotional resilience is directly tied to physical performance, and integrating stress management into daily routines supports both energy and longevity. Hormonal health is central to male vitality. Testosterone, growth hormone, and other key hormones influence energy, strength, mental clarity, and mood. While genetics play a role, lifestyle factors have a far greater impact. Strength training, sufficient protein intake, quality sleep, stress management, and balanced nutrition all support optimal hormonal function. Men often worry about aging or believe they are destined to lose vitality, but scientific evidence shows that lifestyle interventions can restore and maintain hormone levels well into later years. Understanding this empowers men to take actionable steps that yield tangible results rather than being misled by myths or misconceptions. Mindset is equally critical in supporting sustainable health. Many men approach wellness with all or nothing thinking, believing that perfection is required for results. This mindset often leads to frustration, inconsistency, and eventual burnout. Real, lasting health is built on incremental, consistent actions rather than extreme efforts. Adopting a growth-oriented perspective encourages self-awareness, adjustment, and patience. Men who focus on sustainable habits and incremental improvements see compounding benefits over time, creating energy, strength, and resilience that persist long-term. Mindset shapes behavior. A positive, disciplined approach to nutrition, movement, sleep, and stress management creates an environment in which the body can thrive. Consistency in all of these areas produces compounding results. Every protein-rich meal, completed workout, quality night of sleep, and intentional stress reset contributes to improved energy, muscle, and hormone balance. Many men become discouraged when results are not immediate, but the long-term benefits of consistent habits are profound. Real health is the sum of repeated, purposeful actions, not the product of isolated behaviors or quick fixes. Awareness of these patterns allows men to monitor progress, make adjustments, and sustain improvements over time. Another often overlooked aspect of health is individualized attention. Every man responds differently to nutrition, exercise, and recovery strategies. Tracking energy, sleep, mood, and physical performance provides valuable feedback that allows for fine-tuning of routines. Health is an ongoing conversation with one's own body, rather than a fixed formula. Men who cultivate this awareness can optimize results, prevent overtraining or burnout, and maintain consistent progress. Listening to the body and responding appropriately is a key factor in sustaining vitality over the long term. In addition, the modern cultural landscape is filled with myths and misinformation that distract men from effective health strategies. Social media forums and wellness influencers often promote sensationalized claims or quick fixes that fail to produce lasting results. Men who return to the fundamentals, balanced nutrition, consistent movement, restorative sleep, stress management, and a growth-oriented mindset create a foundation for sustainable health. Mastering these pillars enables energy restoration, muscle maintenance, cognitive clarity, and emotional resilience. When fundamentals are prioritized, men can perform optimally in all areas of life and are less likely to be derailed by misinformation or fleeting trends. In conclusion, sustainable male health is not built on extremes, myths, or shortcuts. It is built on a foundation of consistent, science-based habits that support nutrition, movement, sleep, stress management, and mindset. Men who prioritize these pillars experience improvements in energy, strength, hormonal balance, mental clarity, and overall vitality. While aging is inevitable, decline is not. Lifestyle choices determine the trajectory of health, energy, and performance. By focusing on fundamentals, men can restore vitality, achieve sustainable growth, and build resilience that lasts throughout life. True strength and health come from knowledge, consistency, and intentional action, not fear or misinformation. Men's health is a topic that is often misunderstood and filled with myths, misinformation, and social pressures that distract from the fundamentals of vitality, strength, and longevity. Many men experience fatigue, difficulty building or maintaining muscle, low energy, poor focus, or mood changes, and they mistakenly attribute these issues to age or genetics. While aging is inevitable, decline is not. The truth is that lifestyle factors, nutrition, exercise, sleep, stress management, and mindset have a far greater impact on male health than myths or societal beliefs. Understanding these fundamentals and applying them consistently allows men to restore energy, improve muscle mass, balance hormones, and maintain mental clarity, no matter their age. One of the primary challenges men face today is a sedentary lifestyle. Modern work environments, technology, and entertainment options keep men seated for hours at a time. This lack of movement has significant consequences for muscle mass, metabolism, and hormonal balance. The body is designed for movement, strength, resistance, and cardiovascular activity stimulate hormonal responses, improve circulation, and maintain muscle integrity. Men who are inactive often notice declining energy, reduced strength, and poor recovery, but these changes are not inevitable. Strength training, resistance work, and consistent daily activity counteract the negative effects of sedentary behavior, stimulate testosterone and growth hormone production, and enhance metabolic efficiency. Regular movement also benefits mental health, reducing anxiety, improving mood, and increasing focus and motivation. Nutrition is another foundational pillar for male health. Many men rely on convenience foods, skipping meals, or consuming highly processed options that are low in nutrients. This approach disrupts blood sugar, increases inflammation, and impairs hormone balance. Protein is critical for men because it supports muscle repair, stabilizes energy levels, and fuels hormone production. Without adequate protein, muscle mass declines. Recovery is delayed and overall energy is compromised. Carbohydrates are not the enemy. Complex carbs from vegetables, fruits, and whole grains provide sustainable energy for workouts and daily activity. Healthy fats, such as those from nuts, seeds, avocados, and olive oil, are essential for hormone synthesis, brain function, and cellular health. Nutrition is not about restriction or extremes. It is about consistently providing the body with the nutrients it needs to thrive and perform optimally. Sleep is often undervalued, but is vital for male health. During deep sleep, the body repairs tissues, balances hormones, and restores energy. Growth hormone is released during restorative sleep, supporting muscle repair and recovery. Poor or insufficient sleep elevates cortisol, reduces testosterone, and impairs cognitive performance. Men who prioritize sleep can consistently experience better energy, improved mood, enhanced focus, and faster recovery from physical exertion. Establishing a sleep routine, creating a dark and quiet environment, and limiting screens before bedtime are simple but powerful strategies to optimize recovery and overall health. Sleep is not optional. It is a fundamental component of sustained vitality. Stress management is equally important for maintaining optimal health. Chronic stress activates the sympathetic nervous system, elevating cortisol and interfering with hormone balance, energy, and recovery. Men are often conditioned to suppress stress or push through challenges without addressing the underlying causes. This approach undermines both mental and physical performance. Learning to regulate stress through mindful practices, such as deep breathing, meditation, journaling, or intentional breaks, helps the body reset and maintain equilibrium. When stress is managed effectively, energy levels stabilize, sleep quality improves, and recovery accelerates. Emotional resilience and physical performance are deeply connected, highlighting the importance of holistic approaches to health. Hormonal balance is central to men's vitality. Testosterone, growth hormone, and other key hormones are responsible for energy, strength, mood, and cognitive function. While genetics play a role, lifestyle factors have a far greater influence on hormone levels. Regular strength training, sufficient protein intake, restorative sleep, stress management, and balanced nutrition all contribute to optimal hormonal function. Many men mistakenly believe that declining testosterone or energy is inevitable with age, but research shows that targeted lifestyle interventions can significantly restore hormone levels and improve overall vitality. Understanding how the body works empowers men to take control of their health rather than accepting decline as unavoidable. Mindset plays a crucial role in sustaining health. Many men approach wellness with all or nothing thinking, believing that perfection is required to see results. This mindset often leads to frustration, inconsistency, and burnout. Real sustainable health is built on incremental, consistent actions over time. A growth-oriented perspective encourages awareness, adaptation, and patience. Men who focus on developing small, repeatable habits in nutrition, exercise, sleep, and stress management see compounding benefits that enhance energy, strength, and resilience. Mindset shapes behavior, and a disciplined, positive approach to health enables men to maintain consistent progress rather than being derailed by myths or unrealistic expectations. Consistency is the key to building lasting health. Every balanced meal, completed workout, quality night of sleep, and managed stress episode compounds over time to improve muscle mass, energy, hormone balance, and cognitive performance. Many men become frustrated when results are not immediate, but the true power of health lies in the compounding effect of repeated actions. Real progress is the result of disciplined, daily choices, not quick fixes, trends, or sensationalized advice. Monitoring energy, recovery, mood, and physical performance provides feedback that allows for adjustments, ensuring sustainable improvement. It's also important to recognize that health is individualized. Each man responds differently to nutrition, exercise, and recovery strategies. Paying attention to personal patterns of energy, sleep, and performance enables fine-tuning of routines. Health is an ongoing process, not a fixed destination, and individualized awareness allows men to optimize results while preventing burnout or injury. Listening to the body and making adjustments based on feedback is essential for long-term success. The modern landscape of misinformation and myths often distracts men from focusing on what truly matters. Social media, wellness trends, and online forums frequently promote extreme or sensationalized approaches that fail to deliver lasting results. Men who return to the fundamentals, balanced nutrition, consistent exercise, restorative sleep, stress management, and growth-oriented mindset create a foundation for sustainable health. Mastering these pillars enhances strength, energy, hormone balance, mental clarity, and emotional resilience. When these fundamentals are in place, men can perform at their best in all areas of life and are less likely to be misled by myths or fleeting trends. In conclusion, men's health challenges are real but largely modifiable. Declining energy, low muscle mass, hormonal imbalance, and mental fatigue are often the result of lifestyle and environmental factors rather than inevitable aging. By prioritizing consistent nutrition, strength training, quality sleep, stress management, and a positive mindset, men can restore vitality, build resilience, and maintain long-term health. Sustainable strength, energy, and cognitive clarity are not the result of myths or quick fixes. They come from consistent, intentional actions grounded in science and aligned with the body's biology. By mastering these fundamentals, men can optimize performance, improve quality of life, and maintain confidence and vitality at every stage of life.